Stealth games are one of those things that are either really good or really bad. Unfortunately, not every stealth game can be Splinter Cell Chaos Theory or Metal Gear Solid 3. However, when an unexpected gem appears, it's all the more satisfying. Predator Concrete Jungle is one of those games. It's based on the movies, of course, but titles that associate with films are often disastrous. It's quite an impressive feat to successfully adapt a screen character into fluent gameplay. The game came out in 2005 on the PS2 and original Xbox. I actually owned both versions of it. The story is about a predator that wants to blow up this city and kill himself, but fails miserably, and is exiled by his clan onto a hostile alien planet. He does absolutely nothing but killing for 100 years, until he returns to an Earth that had greatly advanced due to the Predator's leftover technology. The game does a fantastic job at introducing you to your adversaries, giving you the option to be extra stealthy or go full Jeffrey Dahmer. It feels like a combination of Manhunt and Ultimate Spider-Man. As you move, the Predator retains his hulking physique, while at the same time feeling acrobatic. The Predator's cloaking device was influenced by Halo 2's cloaking, by making you more visible the faster you moved. They even included the rain being able to turn off your cloak, like in the original. The game is spread out through 27 missions. Some levels let you pick off enemies however you want, but some levels have strict penalties for being spotted or running out of time. I really liked how the developers went the extra mile to add every movie costume into the game. They even added additional ones, but I mostly use the Jungle Hunter anyway. I remember my favorite level had this condition, where you weren't allowed to use the Predator's cloak, and it was pretty damn hard. You also had to restart the level if you killed too many innocent people. Wow, who would have thought that the Predator had a better moral compass than CJ from San Andreas? Sneaking up on your enemies is where the game's greatest strengths lie. I'll admit, sometimes the executions are a little hokey, but it makes up for it with the different ways you could kill. Although the game itself is not directly tied to a film, it certainly draws inspiration greatly from Predator 2 and Alien vs. Predator. I would have preferred if they only took inspiration from the original Predator film, but it's close enough, so I'm not complaining. The developer Recon nailed feeling like a Predator, which is surprising considering that most of their games at the time were abysmal. They made movie games before, like Robots and Ice Age. They even made the Dead Space Extraction game for the Wii. Oh god, the more I look at this list, the worse it gets. Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End? They even made Harry Potter for Kinect. Ooh, that got bad real quick. Regardless, credit where it's due for Concrete Jungle. It may not be perfect, but it was definitely better than anticipated. Some parts of the game make you question your life, but if you were looking for the meaning of it here, you're not going to find it. But what you might find is a damn good movie game, possibly the best. Oh, who am I kidding? That honor goes to Shrek 2, of course. You would think that a game like this would have gotten some attention when it came out. It got mixed reviews and was put to the side. I was certainly surprised by it when I discovered it 3 years after it came out. It never had a sequel, and it was never mentioned again. 5 years later, in 2010, AVP came out as a multi-platform first-person shooter, and it took notes from Concrete Jungle for sure. Even Batman Arkham Asylum felt reminiscent of Concrete Jungle's gameplay. For some reason, I feel like it played a larger inspiration to something else, but I don't know. It's pretty fun to fiddle with the Predator's retractable... Wait a minute! Assassin's Creed took the Predator's retractable claw and turned it into the wrist blade. Damn, you would think that something as fashionable as this would be more well-liked. I don't know if any other games had similar mechanics, but somebody at Ubisoft needs to send Eurocom a check. If they were still around, of course. In conclusion, I think there are many opportunities that could be done with the Predator IP, if given the right chance. Can you imagine if a studio like Rocksteady made a Predator game? It would be like a more violent version of the Arkham series, without the developers holding back. With all the Predator's gadgets and upgrades, it could serve as a great platforming action stealth game, far surpassing Concrete Jungle. Predator has been keeping up appearances in games like Mortal Kombat X, Call of Duty Ghosts, and the recent Tom Clancy's WIldlands. It's no doubt that gamers like the character and hunger for more content. Who knows, maybe Shane Black's upcoming 2018 Predator might spark a resurgence of the character, and maybe we'll see another Predator game soon, but probably not for a while. Maybe Xbox One will add Concrete Jungle to the backwards compatibility list. It's already playable on Xbox 360, but one could only hope. Anyway, that's enough for today. As always, I'll leave you with this greatness.
Dylan! You son of a bitch!